last week you guys had to come back in the fourth quarter to win. This week again, but twice really. I mean, two scoring drives there under 6 minutes. What were you guys talking about in the huddle there?
Throughout the huddle, our biggest focus was let's just focus on the next play. And even when we was on the sideline, our biggest thing was let's focus on the next play. Because offensively, it's tough when you get stopped 30 short, or when you get stopped and you don't score, and you go into the red zone, you miss a field goal. A lot of things might not go your way, but you got to tip your hats off to Wake Forest. They're an unbelievable team. The defensive line is in our face a lot. So number 50 is obviously a player that's in the top of the nation. I think he's one of the best linemen we've ever seen in a long time. And you just got to tip your hats off to him. But our biggest thing was let's move on to the next play, let's stay focused, and the outcome will come.
2.5 years, you said you can't control it. You put your faith in President Shalala, DAGs, Blake, Al, and all those people. But that moment where you get told it's over, what's that like?
Obviously, it felt great. Just to put NCAA behind us right now, it was obviously a great feeling for a team. But we practiced right after that, so we went right back to getting prepared for Wake Forest, and that was our whole mindset. And like you said, we just put our faith and trust in President Shalala, Blake James, athletic director, and Coach Golden for making the right decision for us.
You guys have talked all year about the bunker mentality. Al drops it in every single time he talks now. But when the whole world was talking about NCAA in Miami and Florida State in Miami, how did you guys stay within the bunker with all that going on around you?
I think that's just the job of the leaders on the team. Our biggest thing was, for me and Shayon, was just to control your side of the ball. And when I say that, Shayon did a great job talking to the defensive guys, and I did a great job talking to the offensive guys. And our biggest thing was, let's not worry about the outside. People are going to love us and people are going to hate us, but that's not our concern. Our concern is 2 acres in the football and books and ball, which is a classroom. So, we just really try to stay focused on that, forgetting about, the outside world and the outside media. I love you guys, but it is what it is.
Steven, there's still times when you look like maybe your ankle's bothering you or your footwork's not set. How do you fight through those plays to come back with the big throws you had to Coley, or the throws you have downfield? How do you kind of fight through the inconsistency?
You just got to make adjustments. Your body's going to respond to every injury a little different. And, it took me a while to get used to my ankle. I feel like my ankle's getting better and better every week. It's getting stronger and stronger. So it's coming together. And, on the sideline when you're trying to run or when you're on the sideline just thinking about that play, you just always just got to go back to your training and go back to what always been taught. Go back to your reads, go back to making the plays by just giving the playmaker the ball. I think that's what I focus on this week. And I think it was a lot better.
Obviously, no interceptions, no turnovers today. After last week, how much of a relief was that, and how much did you work on that this week?
I don't think I really worked on it. My biggest thing was getting back to my game and getting back to, going through your reads and not trying to force anything or not trying to, make something out of nothing. My biggest thing was if my first and second read isn't there and I can't make a play running, let's live another down. Whether that be take a sack or throw the ball away, but just playing smarter.
Steven, you're about to face off against a quarterback who's getting just a little bit of attention. How excited are you to go up there and say, hey, we here in Miami can make some noise too?
I think it'll be a great matchup, but our biggest focus is let's enjoy this win. Let's get back to getting back what we need to do. Offensively, we did a lot of things wrong that we need to correct. And for me, I'm not really into the big headlines or anything like that. I'm just trying to help our team win, whether that be getting us in the right play or making the right play by throwing the ball away or just doing the right thing.
But as a competitor, isn't this the kind of opportunity you dream of?
I think as a competitor, you always want to win games. And right now we're 7-0, and that's our focus, and we'll get ready.
Duke's had a tough first half of the year, obviously. Frustrating, I'm sure, at times for him. Having to miss a lot of quite a bit of opportunities on the field because of this and that. But how happy were you for him that the ball was his, the game was his, and he delivered?
Yeah, last couple of drives we really relied on the offensive line, and especially Duke and Dallas, and I think they did a great job. Obviously, I think a lot of people understood Duke, and he's going to have his games where sometimes he's unbelievable, and sometimes defense just gets to him. So I was really happy for him and excited for him that, we called on his number. He did a great job for us. He had great ball security throughout the whole game. 2 hands on the ball, especially in the last couple of drives, and he came through for us, 2 touchdowns.
Both of your teammates came in and said, last year, 2 years ago, there's no way you win this game, being down big early and all that. When they get, they get the 4th and 5, and the next play, broken tackle, and they score, what's that huddle like with 4 minutes left with all the air kind of on the balloon against the thing?
I mean, you practice those situations, and I think you're right. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know what would happen. It was a different team. But, now we're a lot more mature, we're a lot more mentally tough, and it happens. Defense sometimes is not going to stop them all the time, and our biggest thing is, let's go, let's do our thing. Every single day in practice, you practice a 2-minute drill, you do everything right, and the biggest thing for us was just fall back onto your training and just go back to what you've been taught.
Can you take us through 2 plays, the one-handed grab by Clive and then the catch on his back by Stacy? Just your thoughts on both those amazing plays.
The one-handed by Clive I thought was, like you just said, unbelievable. It was just a little play-action fake. One of the linebackers got drawn into the play-action, and one of the linebackers was real tall, so I had to get it over his head while at the same time being cognizant of the safety on the backside. So I wanted him to get a little bit wider so he didn't have to make that unbelievable catch, but he did a great job reeling it in. Clive's been a big force for us throughout the whole year, and really in the past 2 years, he really emerged as a running tight end as also as a passing tight end. And the play to Stacy, I can't really tell you what happened. I was on my back as well, so I just heard the ball one-on-one matchup that they were playing there in quarter half. So the safety was out of the picture, and it was just one-on-one between Stacy and I think it was number 7. And we knew that 7 was aggressive, so we tried to get him on a double move. And at that point, Stacy just made a great job of focusing on the ball and catching it.
Can you talk about his progression this year, Stacy? And what he's meant to the team and what is he doing?
I think that first game, FAU really, brought him back down to earth. And throughout camp, he did a great job of catching everything. And his first 2 drops that he had were obviously big drops. And ever since then, I've never seen him drop anything else. And that's the type of player he is. He's competitive. He's smart. Only a freshman, but he understands the game of football so well. He has great ball security. I think he's really coming around to be a great receiver. I'm excited to see him play. Obviously, he's a big part of our game plan. He's a great receiver, speed, athletic. We do a lot on special teams as well, so I'm very excited for him.
Will you go right to rehab tonight?
Tonight, actually, I'm going to go meet my family, chill with them for a little bit, go home, get some ice on my ankle, and just relax.
Coach going to the Duke ran angry. Did you see him angry in the huddle those nights?
He really didn't say much, and when Duke doesn't talk, that's when he's kind of angry. So Duke's obviously one of those energetic players, very emotional, but we counted on him, and the offensive line did a great job of opening the holes, and Duke did Duke.
Trying to put myself in your shoes, you said last week was just the hardest game of your career.
Right.
Tuesday, great moment with the sanctions, finally hearing that. 2 last-minute scoring drives this week. Now you skip forward to Monday, FSU. Can you remember a more emotional, condensed couple of weeks for you?
I really can. And, the best thing about it was definitely Thursday was my worst game of my whole career. But I had a lot of my teammates were just backing me up, man. I can't tell you how many texts I got from my teammates just saying how much they appreciate me and everything. And that really meant a lot to me. So, if anything, man, I just did it for my teammates. Just try to be a leader out there when the NCAA came out with sanctions. And on top of that, just, focus on getting back to the basics. And that was my message to the team the day before the game and the night before the game as well. So I think we did that, and we just got to clean up on the little things. But it's been emotional, but it's been all right.
How has Coach Coley helped you develop this year? How has the switch been from Jed to him?
The switch has been very smooth. I think Coach Coley did a great job of learning our terminology, adapting some plays that he liked, and changing up a little bit to some plays that we learned. But Coach Coley's one of those guys that you can sit down and talk to, man. I think that he's one of those coaches that just is definitely a player's coach. He cares about his players. He's always talking to them, not only us quarterbacks, because he's always with us, but receivers, tight ends, running backs. He's very emotional, and you can see that.
What about the idea that he came from FSU? Does that help you in any way, or is that beneficial?
No, I think it's all business. When you get to this point and you understand that coaching at this level is business, and Coach Cody saw a great opportunity to come down here and call his plays and do everything that he wanted to do as an offensive coordinator and as a quarterback's coach, and he took it. And Coach Gordon did a great job of finding it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you, guys.